into a Super Bowl champ, elaborating that, quote, if you'd have plugged in a different quarterback of his stature, you know, Drew Brees or Aaron Rodgers, would that magical season still have happened? I don't know. Shannon, would Aaron Rodgers have won the Super Bowl if he was the Bucs quarterback this season?
I believe they would have, Skip, because a lot of made it about Brady and changing the culture. But the number one change of culture is winning. And that's what Brady brought. Brady brought a winning mentality, Skip. It's like when you have that guy, and like I said, I played with a guy in John Elway. There was something about the calming effect knowing that I could look across the room and I see, oh, we're going to be all right today. We got 7.
Yep.
7 is in uniform. We good. Skip, you look across there and you see number 12, Brady, and you're like, okay, we good.
Yep.
He's been there. He's done that.
Yep.
Skip, I think the difference is between these two teams was the defenses. Is that Rodgers threw 48 touchdowns, which was 8 more than what Brady threw in the regular season. He threw 5 interceptions, which I'm not mistaken was 7 fewer than what Brady threw in the regular season. The difference was the defense because Rodgers was under as much pressure as Mahomes when they played Tampa Bay. Remember, Skip, he got pressured 22 times. They took him down 5. Mahomes got taken down twice, but he was under pressure 29 times. Therein lies the difference. So, yes, I believe Drew Brees. No, I don't believe Drew because Drew was not going to be able to push the ball down the field. No, so Drew, yeah, I'll agree with that. Drew, I do not believe Drew would have been able to do what Brady did. But I do believe Rodgers would have been able to done it. Skip, do you realize in Brady's last 2 Super Bowls, his defenses has not given up a touchdown? They held the Rams to 3 points. They were averaging 33 points a game. They held the Chiefs to 9. They were averaging 31 a game. Let that sink in for just a second, Skip. In the Super Bowl, 2 teams that come in averaging over 30 points a game could not get the ball in the end zone. So I believe Rodgers could have done what Brady did this year. Skip, I mean, we talking hypothetically. We'll never know. It's fun to do that. That's how you and I make a living. So I'm going to say yes.
Okay. To answer this question, I'm going to reread what Brett Favre said. Missing piece of the puzzle was Tom Brady.
Yeah.
We agree on that.
Yes.
Now, if you'd plugged in a different quarterback of his stature, you know, Brees, you know, Rodgers, would that magical season still have happened? Brett Favre concludes, I don't know. I don't know. I conclude that I do know. No, it would not have happened. What's the biggest difference between Green Bay's 12 and Tampa Bay's 12? Intangibles, leadership. As much as I honor Aaron Rodgers' gifts, his arm talent, his ability to scramble, all of the above, he's way more talented than Brady ever thought about being. He also has too much diva in him. There's too much finger pointing, blame deflecting. See, after the NFC Championship game, he said, I finally got my dream come true, home championship game. Yeah. He stunk up the fourth quarter, and then he had the audacity after the game to completely flip the script to, it's my team's fault. They didn't get me enough help, and maybe I'll go somewhere else after this.
Skip, I just think the thing is that winning is a cure or a fix to a lot of things. And the difference between Jameis and Brady, forget Brady's greatness, Skip. It was the turnovers.
Just cleaning up the act, right? I agree.
That's it. Okay? It's like.
By the way, Jameis has high leadership intangibles.
Yes.
He does. They follow Jameis, and they will. I assume he's going to have a real shot to win the job. And we'll see if New Orleans will follow him. Yep.
Skip, it's like, you know, a car. Sometimes it just needs a good washing, a good waxing, and you're like, damn, that car looked like that. Well, that's what Tom Brady was. Tom Brady was the wash, the waxing. Then you're like, hold on, Tampa really? Yeah, Tampa had all those pieces, with the exception of Tristan Wirth, that they drafted. The offensive line pretty much stayed intact. Everybody, Cameron Brate started more.
And Antoine Winfield to be the quarterback of the second as a rookie.
But offensively, Skip, they were pretty much the same. Leonard Fournette, I think, started the Super Bowl, the last tail half, like last 3 or 4 games. Leonard Fournette was started at Rojo. But that's all. That's what they needed.
Okay. What did I keep telling you from the start? He is instilling and installing the Patriot way in what I called Tampa Bay.
Winning.
It's just a culture. It's a feeling of this is how we do it. This is how we practice. This is how we stay after practice. Because Fournette kept talking about, would you believe he keeps us after just the running backs after practice every day just to throw to us?
We used to catch him. Skip, the thing is, the Patriot way is about winning. It's about being unselfish.
Yeah.
That is the greater good of the team.
And it's about being a professional.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because you have to put the team in front of your own goals, whatever it may be. And that was the one thing. Remember how Devin White said he was a little down because he didn't make the Pro Bowl?
Yep.
He like, D, I don't give a damn about no Pro Bowl. I'm trying to win another type of bowl. So you get guys to understand that the team goal, Super Bowl, is bigger than your individual goal, which is all Pro Bowl selection.
Yep, I got it. So Brett Favre goes on to say Tom Brady, his leadership, his competitiveness, you know, is he the most talented quarterback? Nobody would say. Well, none of us would say that. But he's saying his competitive nature is as good now as it's ever been. Yeah. And in part, that was driven by one Bill Belichick.
Right.
Because he went down there on a mission to take his talents not to South Beach, but to Tampa Beach, right?
Yeah, but Skip, we know, look, I think the notion is that always in a given sport, the most talented is always the best. Skip, we know that's not the case. We know Emmitt Smith, although he's the all-time, he was not the most talented running back.
Agreed.
Jerry Rice was not the most talented receiver. There have been a lot of receivers.
Emmitt timed 4.6 at the combine, 4.6.
Emmitt, my dog, we came out together. That's my boy. I love Emmitt. But he's not the most talented running back. Jerry wasn't the most talented receiver. There are a lot of receivers that can run faster, could jump higher.
Completely agree.
But, and that's Tom. We got to stop this notion because Tom isn't talented. Well, no, Tom is... At that position, Skip, you can get away with a lot less, being less talented than you can at a lot of positions.
Okay.
Because the talent, like he out there trying to outrun people, run around and do all that other stuff.
Okay.
All you got to do is protect him up, lock it up for 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And don't move him off that spot and see what he do to you.
Okay. So, big picture, as critical as I've been over Patrick Mahomes' 2 Super Bowl performances because they've been subpar by his regular season standards, I will take Patrick Mahomes over Aaron Rodgers any Sunday, any Monday, any Thursday, because Patrick leads that team. They follow him.
Yeah.
And he says and does all the right things. I think he needs to clean up his act. He's falling into the trap of trying to live up to the wow factor, and you can't win that way. That's why he didn't score a single touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Well, Skip, they're going to have to clean up their act. They're going to have to stop doing all that scat protection. And when you see the pressure,
I got it.
Because if you think about it, when he played the 49ers, what could the 49ers do? Rush the quarterback with Bosa, with Armstead, with D Ford. They had those guys that could get after the quarterback. So you're going to have to understand that.
You're talking about like empty back.
All that scat protection, 5 eligible receivers out. Sometimes you're going to have to go max protect and maybe just put 2, 3 guys out. Tampa does that a lot. If they think you coming with a blitz, they'll lock it up. It says, okay, we'll get a 15-yard completion as opposed to the home run.
The reason Rob Gronkowski is so valuable, even at his advanced age, is if you line him up at tight end and Tom sees or feels blitz, he can signal Gronk to be the next. He can be the 6th offensive lineman. He is.
I just want you to know you skipped that 3rd down. On that 3rd and 2 that they ended up getting the first down. He looked at Gronk. He's like, okay, this guy comes. You high.
You go. Okay.
He breaks to the flat. He gets the first down.
That was when after Andy Reid had called 2 timeouts.
Right.
Okay.
And so
now you're in trouble.
Right.
Okay. So seriously, look at Brett Favre's body of work and put it in some perspective. Look at what happened in his 1 Super Bowl, because they did the wild card Super Bowl thing too. They went on the road. Remember to Philadelphia, Atlanta, and then to Chicago.
Yes.
Okay, what happened in the second half at Chicago? They're up 14-0. Jay Cutler, for whatever reason, he's got a sprained knee, can't go. He's on the bicycle on the sideline. It's the immortal Caleb Haney at quarterback, and in the second half, Aaron, he stinks by his standards. He's 7 of 15 for 83 total yards with an interception. No touchdowns, interception. And they barely hang on because they finally pick off Caleb Haney late, and they hang on 21-14. That gets them to the Super Bowl. He was great in the Super Bowl. I give you that. He put it on Ben Roethlisberger and the Steelers, and you know the rest of that story. He should have been the MVP, obviously. Okay, since that day, which was long ago now, that's 10 years ago, he's 7-8 in the postseason, and he's 1-4 in the NFC Championship games. Not all his fault, but he also got a lot of breaks in the 7 wins because remember, you got to play against Joe Webb and Kirk Cousins, the Dez Carter game, the Mason Crossbar game, the Odell boat trip game back at Lambeau.
Skip,
There's a lot of where he got big breaks in those games.
You do realize Tom Brady had a lull like that. Tom Brady had 3 Super Bowls by the time he's 27, and then he really had none between 27 and 37.
Okay.
And then he has, in the last 6 years, he has 4. So he had a decade lull. So I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers is going to go on this Tom Brady historic run and get 4 of the next 6 Super Bowls.
Yep.
But there's a chance he can win another 1 or 2, and then that will be a distant memory that he went in 2010, won the Super Bowl, and here we are 2021, 2022.
Okay, just me. Bottom line, Aaron wasn't blessed enough with leadership intangibles to go into a situation with a 7-9 team, talented as it was, and turn the culture around and lead that team to a Super Bowl in your first try in a pandemic with no preseason games.
Well, maybe, Skip, it wouldn't be because of ability. Maybe because he had been as accomplished as Tom. Tom comes in with 6.
And they will. I assume he's going to have a real shot to win the job. And we'll see if New Orleans will follow him. Yep.
Skip, it's like, you know, a car. Sometimes it just needs a good washing, a good waxing, and you're like, damn, that car looked like that. Well, that's what Tom Brady was. Tom Brady was the wash, the waxing. Then you're like, hold on, Tampa really? Yeah, Tampa had all those pieces, with the exception of Tristan Wirth that they drafted. The offensive line pretty much stayed intact.
Yep.
Everybody, Cameron Brate started more.
And Antoine Winfield to be the quarterback of the second.